Gugulethu Mhlungu is an author and television host. She joins us now live from Johannesburg. Hi, Gugulethu. Thank you for joining us. Firstly, this is obviously a real tragedy for South Africa. Some of the victims were children as young as 13, and there's a lot of speculation as to what was behind their deaths. Are we any closer to finding out the cause?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Yes, this has been a devastating story. In fact, I was on air when it broke, and it was heartrending to read the details, even at the time when we didn't have the full picture of what had happened. Of course, the ages of the victims is also part of the reason this has been such a devastating story. And there have been many questions about whether enough is being done to protect children, particularly in poorer areas like the one where Enyobeni Tavern was based. There's also the concern that, of course, South Africa is a country defined by inequalities, and that poorer communities continue to be poorly resourced, poorly policed, particularly in matters relating to public nuisance, underage drinking, and illegal establishments, as is now being a concern with the Enyobeni Tavern. There are questions about whether they were flouting their alcohol license and their license conditions for operating. So, of course, a devastating story, but of course, another story highlighting some of the challenges relating to poorer communities and the provision of basic services like policing and the enforcement of bylaws.
We understand an investigation is underway. What sort of resources are authorities devoting to that, and how long is it expected to take?
So, as mentioned in the package before, the investigations are ongoing. We're still waiting for a toxicology report. There have been many theories on what might have been the cause of the death of the teenagers. But there are concerns that policing, as always, is never there to prevent crime, but rather shows up post the events like this tragedy that occurred in Enyobeni. There is a significant lack of public trust in policing. There have always been concerns that when police are called to deal with issues of public nuisance, public noise, underage drinking, residents have reportedly reported this particular establishment, but apparently there'd been no response from local authorities. So once again, even though South African Police Service is on the matter, the issue of poor resourcing of police stations, inaction by police stations in poorer areas such as where Enyobeni is based, these once again are coming to the fore. And there are questions around whether there will be reform of the South African Police Service, which is under-resourced, but also there are issues of criminality and corruption within the service, which are once again coming to the fore with this particular tragedy as well.
Okay, Gugulethu Mhlungu, we'll have to leave it there, but really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.